Greetings, drinking buddies. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of gin experimentation. Find out if you can age a gin at home. Will it taste good? Will it taste like whiskey? Will it be able to retain some of those fresh botanical qualities you get off of a really nice gin? Let's find out.
I'm your drinking buddy.
So 2 weeks ago, I dropped this barrel aging spiral in this bottle. I guess you can't quite see it. There we go. About 2 weeks ago, I dropped this barrel aging spiral in this bottle of Bombay Sapphire. I chose this Bombay Sapphire for two reasons. One, I like Bombay Sapphire. I think it's got a really nice flavor to it. And two, it's 47% alcohol. So I figured if I'm going to be putting a charred oak spiral in something, the higher proof might make it taste a little bit more like bourbon, since most bourbons are at least 90 proof. And this happens to be 94. Bombay Sapphire. So let's try out standard. Before I put the barrel spiral in there, I poured off just a little bit of the standard Bombay Sapphire. So in our first glass here, we are going to have standard Bombay Sapphire. And in our second glass, we're going to have the aged Bombay Sapphire. I don't know if I've ever had gin neat before. I don't know if you're supposed to drink gin neat. I've never heard of that. Generally, when I think of neat gin, I think of like, the closest thing to that I can think of is like a dry martini where you're using a little bit of dry vermouth and some dilution to make a really nice cocktail out of it. But just drinking gin by itself is not something I think I've ever done before. So here we go. We got some Bombay Sapphire by itself. Floral and lemony on the nose. You know, by itself, it doesn't taste as bad as I was expecting. I feel like I thought it was going to be pretty bad. You know, I like gin in cocktails, but by itself, it wasn't sounding like something I wanted to try. But it doesn't taste bad. Ironically, the juniper, I think, is dialed down a little bit. It's possible when you're mixing in the cocktail that flavor is elevated by the ingredients you're using. But the juniper is there. A little bit of lemon in there. You get a little black pepper. Yeah, there's a little cucumber. It's actually not bad by itself. Not something I would go to drink neat generally, but something aged, on the other hand, is something I would go to drink neat. So let's find out how it turned out. Oh, wow. The nose is almost identical, with just a subtle wood note coming off the end. Wow. It actually certainly picked up a lot more complexity in there. I can taste a little bit of the aged, the charred oak flavor coming through. It's a little bit buttery, like a Chardonnay. I don't know where that's coming from. Those botanicals are there. They've been dialed down, but they're still there in a really nice way. I actually think this might be something I wouldn't mind drinking neat. I think this is pretty solid, actually. Have I invented a new category of beverages? Well, no, I haven't. I'm sure somebody has aged gin before, and might not be for everyone. Hence why you don't go to a store and find aged gin. But I quite enjoy this. I think it's pretty good. Yeah, that Chardonnay buttery characteristic is really just at the forefront of this. You also get a little juniper and some lemon. Don't taste the cucumber anymore. Maybe a little bit of vanilla? Yeah, a little bit of vanilla. Yeah, I like it. Why don't we see if we can make a cocktail with it? And since my idea was to make gin kind of taste like bourbon, maybe we could make a Manhattan with it. Let's find out. Drinking buddies, let's make a Manhattan out of this. So I got some ice here. We're gonna go 2 ounces of our aged gin. We're gonna do a half an ounce of our Dolan vermouth. Always keep your vermouth in the fridge. Remember that it is wine. Even if it is a fortified wine, it will go bad. We need bitters. I'm gonna go ahead and do, since we got gin in the party, I feel like gin goes really well with orange bitters. So we're gonna do 2 dashes of that, and we're gonna do 2 dashes of the Ango. Standard aromatic Angostura Bitters. So 2 dashes of orange, 2 dashes of aromatic. Let's give it a stir. All right, drinking buddies, so here we have a Manhattan that I made with the aged gin. And I threw in a couple nice maraschino cherries for garnish. Always buy the more expensive maraschino cherries. The Luxardo especially are really good. Traverse City also makes really nice ones. But if you're making a nice Manhattan, you can't use those plasticky, grocery store red cherries. Okay, there's a lot to unpack here. So the orange bitters really help complement the citrus flavors in this gin. The aromatic bitters really help complement those flavors from the vermouth. You got the wormwood, the red wine. Those are really complemented by the aromatic bitters. Subtle flavor of cherry coming off of these guys. I really like this. Vanilla is a prominent flavor, and I normally like my Manhattans to be pretty vanilla forward. That's why I tend to use bourbon rather than rye. And this might be more vanilla forward than a normal Manhattan that I would make with a vanilla forward flavoring bourbon. It's like it's really, really good. It's vanilla, citrus, cherry. I actually think that this might be a new mixer around my house. Really solid stuff. It tastes better in this drink than it did neat, and I actually kind of enjoyed it neat. So, well, drinking buddies, this experiment I'm gonna go ahead and say was a hit. This Bombay turned out really good aged, and this cocktail, I'm really happy with it. Thanks for watching.